Qatium.
Thank you for having me on this live stream on Greentech Day. So very exciting. Normally I'm on the other side of these video productions where at Qatium we produce these kind of live streams. So it's a fun experience to be on the front end. I guarantee you it's more comfortable, although not always less stressful to be on the back end or the backstage of these types of events. So allow me, if you please, to share my screen with you to discuss and talk about digital twins and to understand what a digital twin is and what it is its relationship with climate change and how utilities and governments and municipalities around the world are beginning to deploy digital twins in order to combat the effects of climate change. A digital twin allows you to model the behavior of any physical system and run simulations and tests on top of it. This can apply as well to urban planning when you think of what would happen in terms of storms, what would happen if I built a massive building in the city center, what would its impact be on traffic, on the weather, on wind, on pollution, etc. The concept of the digital twin has been also applied to war games, as you can see here, when you can run some simulations and see what would happen if I attacked my opponent and cut off their water supply. What would happen if I cut off their energy supply? How quickly would it allow me to win some territory? And unfortunately, in the news that currently, you can see that it is something of quite of current news and affairs. So what is a digital twin? It's a mathematical model of a physical system. It's connected in real time to data sensors and data sources. It's predictive, meaning it can run and understand with a certain degree of confidence what will happen in the future, but as well go into the past. And it's interactive in the sense that the operator of a digital twin can ask it questions and it will be able to not just give you an answer, but hopefully even interact with the actual physical object or system in place. So now that we've understood what a digital twin is, and hopefully you have a clear understanding of that concept, I want to discuss a little bit how it applies to water and energy and climate change. These three are tightly interconnected, as I mentioned earlier. Just a few stats when you think that in the United States alone, 2% of the country's energy consumption is associated to running their water and wastewater systems. So that's a massive, massive amount. Think about the carbon footprint of that. Think about the financial costs as well. And, you know, if a typical water distribution system, basically 40% of its cost constitutes of energy. So it's quite an important thing to tackle, both from an economic and environmental perspective. So what's happened recently is a new set of technologies have emerged which have encouraged the deployment of digital twins around the world. These are sensors, so it could be optical sensors. So think of like satellite imagery from around the world. Think about acoustic sensors inside a city, inside a meter, inside a pump, inside a pipe, inside a gutter. Think about also these 5G IoT connected, internet connected or internet enabled devices that require very little energy and can run on a single battery for years and years and years with very little cost and maintenance costs. And then you've got the cloud, which is essentially practically quasi-free storage and computing power. All those things, you bring those things together and it creates a great opportunity for having more digital twins in water distribution systems. We talked about satellite imagery, but you can also get data from other sources, other open data sets, whether it's about socioeconomic data around a territory, transportation data. We're all familiar with things like Google Maps, but also weather data, topology data, and political data or administrative data, all those in place. Once you have access to those types of data, you can import that in what's called a GIS system or a GIS data management platform that allows you to visualize your geographic data or geo data sets in novel and very interactive ways. In this case, this is just a representation of the parking situation in Kiev, but you can naturally apply that to energy and to water. So this is a case of a city in a mid-sized city in Canada that had about 40 different sensors spread around the city. They accessed their open data GIS data set. They imported it into a digital twin, and using machine learning and artificial intelligence and natural language programming, we're able to understand the city's data and make some adjustments to it, complete the modeling, if you wish, of that water distribution system, which is the first stage of a digital twin, connecting with their real-time data sets, which is the second stage, enriching that data with topological data from Google Earth, but also population density data to estimate the demands. And based on the diameters of certain pipes and efficiency of certain pumps, etc., they're able to very quickly deploy a digital twin of their water system. This allows them to be able to zoom in onto certain operations. For instance, what would happen if I wanted to close this pipe to ensure maintenance? Would the hospital nearby still get access to water? What would be the impact on the people living in that neighborhood in terms of pressure or water quality? In terms of energy efficiency, what would happen if I turned off my pump in the evening so I didn't consume as much electricity? What would be the impact on that municipality's flows and pressure and behavior overall? So once you look at a distribution system in the lens or through the lens of a digital twin, you're able to not only reduce your energy costs, but you're also able to lower your carbon footprint. You can improve your network resilience, which means basically in case of an extreme event, whether it's a weather event or a war, how resilient, how strong is my network? You can also optimize your operations. You can improve the monitoring of your water quality systems to detect pollutants, to detect things like lead contaminations. You can also improve the way you manage your assets and the way you maintain your physical assets around a city. And you can predict and have real-time notifications to provide more effective and reactive responses to emergencies. So for all those reasons, we're seeing a lot of cities around the world deploying digital twins, not just in the field of water. It could be in the field of energy. It could be in the field of transportation. So it's really something I encourage you to look out for. And without further ado, I just wanted to thank you for listening to this short presentation. You're welcome to visit our booth in this metaverse that Must High Tech has created. And I look forward to meeting you and to answering any questions that you may have. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Damien. It was 10 minutes, but we got everything about digital twins. Impressive, presentation. Thank you so much. I have two quick questions to start, but I think we would love to have you in the round table because digital twins, I think, are very exciting topic. That not only you integrated, but all the other technologies, isn't it? We need, to prepare it and we need to push it. One of the question is what I love in your solution is that everybody is able to follow and participate to save water and energy. But is it designed to B2B or to B2C? Means if I'm a consumer, can I have such kind of insights to help me, to manage better? Have you planned to address both markets or only B2B?
Okay, excellent question. So right now, anyone can build these tools. Yeah. If you go to Qatium.com, you can create an account for free and you can interact with a demo model based on real data. However, the solution really is for municipalities and utilities, so it is a B2B application. But the hope is to see more and more municipalities open up access to their citizens so that any citizen, any person in a city can see in real time what is the status of my water network, my water quality, the pressure, how does it compare to my neighboring cities, and ultimately holds water utility companies accountable for not just the quality, but also the performance and the efficiency of water distribution systems.
Okay. Then the second question, are you consolidating the whole data to give insights and recommendations?
That's absolutely it. We are what's called a product-led growth company. So we have a freemium pricing model whereby we encourage all GIS developers and hydraulic engineers and utilities to upload their data for free on our platform. It is secure, but ultimately, thanks to global machine learning models, we're able to aggregate, standardize all this information and have better predictions as a result of that.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Damien, for this presentation. Happy to have you with us in Must High Tech Expo, and really I encourage people to contact Damien, the company and the team, and to learn more about this digital approach that you will see it will be dominant in the next years.
Qatium.